Hello everyone, I'm back with some new Battleforge content. Today I want to say that ranked PvP is working again, as you can see. Um, I think it works for like 1 or 2 days right now, and it's been quite a fun experience as a lot of players started picking up playing PvP again, and there was also some really nice competition in these matches. I had a lot of great matches, and therefore, I do have a good amount of replays where I just thought I would like to show them because they were really good matches, and yeah, I will go through some of them right now. So I will start with that one on Alien. It's a match against TopS3cret. So we're playing Shadow against Fire Tier 1 right now. And both players destroying the wall right here because it will give a small void boost here for the players. Forsaken, Sunstriders, the center fight begins, and both players are trying to establish some ground right here. So 3 Forsaken and 3 Sunstriders, pretty much standard opening here from both players, and yeah, this will sort of continue right here. I'm playing a little bit more passive because you can't play that aggressive into Fire T1s since the thug buff happened. They are quite effective on low power levels because you cannot effectively snipe dazed thugs out of the fight unless you have at least always 2 Forsaken on the board that can pretty much focus them. Because if you don't kill them when they're dazed, they will cause a lot of trouble in your backline. But since both players are playing quite passively in the early stage of the game, we end up getting 6 Sunstriders and I think 6 Forsaken as well. Score is pretty much even here, 360 on both sides. I play another squad here, another day squad, and engage immediately. I really need to be careful with my unit split because he has the power to erupt because he didn't play a 7th Sunstrider squad. There you see the eruption comes, and honestly that one was quite good for him because he gets to kill like 2 units. He tries to retreat the Sunstriders on the side, 1-for-1 trade, motivate coming in here to get rid of some of these units, and the frenzy here, very important to be honest, because this killed 2 of the Sunstrider squads here. So if he leaves this fight with 4 Sunstrider squads, this would be quite a big advantage for him. But in the end, he has 3 full HP squads, and yeah, now he has 4 squads. I do have, I think, 5 right now. He has, yeah, 5. He has 4, and as you can see, 585, 485. He spent less power than I did, 100 less power, and I just have 50 more effectively on the ground. So he won that fight despite retreating here. So we pretty much trade a small power disadvantage for me for map control. I established this power well despite losing that first fight slightly, because he has to heal up the Sunstriders and there is no way to respond quickly to that move, especially since he has no scavengers or anything. I could block a Sandra quite easily from that side because I can body block and straight up focus that down. And now the Sunstriders come into play. He responded with a power well, and now he tries to attack me because he had that small lead, so he wants to sort of push and increase this to maybe kick a power well at some point in time. In addition to that, TopS3cret is playing Pure Fire most of the time, so if he plays Pure Fire, he wants to have a very long aggressive tier 1 because Pure Fire really benefits from higher void levels in tier 2. Eruption coming in here and doing some decent job here, but the Sunstriders survive, the Forsaken I meant. The eruption on the other side, nasty right here into 3 Sunstriders. So this was very effective for me this side. I got 3 Sunstriders, eruption in a trade-off here, but on this side the eruption completely wiped out 3 Forsaken, and this is quite bad because I just got 1 Sunstrider squad, and this is a disadvantage for me. So right now he tries to push further, but this eruption was pretty much mediocre because it simply doesn't finish off these units here, and he has these Sunstriders in a very bad spot. All Forsaken can cleanly focus them down, and despite using the eruption, he ended up losing all of his units, and this is a pretty big advantage for me right now in this fight, because now I'm left with three units. He has like 2, and as you can see, the power was pretty much equal, despite me having 1 additional unit, and now he picked up a power well. And this is pretty much a clean 100 power advantage for me, so I decide to attack immediately. It's yeah, it's like 3 Forsaken here, 2 Forsaken, Dread Charges on both sides to pretty much make him wonder which one is gonna get nastied here. It's the one on the top. He's using an eruption here to kill these Forsaken, but since my Dread Charger is pretty much cleaning up the thing, this squad survives, so the eruption was not perfect. Here this Forsaken gets pulled to the side to avoid the 3 Forsaken eruption. As you can see, it was about to come up until he had the 75 energy, so pulling this onto the side is very important. And now you can see the pretty much the 100 power lead completely snowballed out of control in this scenario. Forsaken dying here and there, but this power well dropped, so pretty big advantage in the first place. But since all my Forsaken are quite low, I need to retreat and can't force anything else onto this power well, especially because here's a choke point and eruption is very effective when all your units are at the same spot. So I try to sort of heal them at any given place. Here at the power well or something. That is here is the power well. Forsaken are getting healed up, and yeah, this is gonna continue pretty slowly here. Both players deciding to pick up tier 2. I think TopS3cret went tier 2 first, because I think it's pretty hard to get back into control of this middle here against Shadow once you're behind with fire. So he's trying to use the strength of pure fire to sort of get an advantage back into his favor. In addition to that, I do have 4 Forsaken. He has 2 Sunstriders, so he's less bound power in tier 1. So that is good for him, because he can clear out these ones easier. Oh, very good lava field here. 120 power, clearing out the 200. It's still tier 1 unit, so it's not that perfect, but it's okay. This nasty was also, well, okay. I damaged the Enforcer and stopped the incoming push, but you know, I just killed 100. He retreats the Enforcer, heals him up, so not the best nasty in the world here. Not effective. No. Shadow Mage is already getting split up, because I don't want to see any wildfires onto all of my units at the same time. As you can see, here comes the wildfire. The Nightcrawler supporting the Shadow Mage here to clear out this Enforcer on the side. The Dark of Assassins still alive, need to get finished off by a charge right here, and another Shadow Mage coming here to deflect the incoming attack waves. Nightcrawler retreating, and another squad of Forsaken Dark of Assassins here. So this Nightcrawler gets frenzied early, because it's gonna die anyways due to the high Enforcer damage if he gets focused. So increasing the DPS here is very important to get rid of these very annoying Enforcers. So right now the units here, most of the units die. I tried to retreat with the Shadow Mage, but that was way too late. The wildfire comes and cleans up this one. Also, the placement into the direction of my power well to avoid any Shadow Mage spawns here, and also damage it by like 200. Early Frenzy again to maximize the DPS against the Enforcer. Knockback by the Shadow Mage, sadly only knocks back one of the 2 Enforcers here, but the other one gets pretty much killed by the Mage here, and this Nightcrawler is finishing it off, while the Mage keeps supporting over here. So this Nightcrawler dies, the Shadow Mage dies. As you can see, this is a very high DPS scenario. I killed my own Dark of Assassins to go in with a Corpse Explosion, but it was so close. 5 HP Enforcer, 50 HP Rallying Banner. This nearly deflected the attack entirely. So late frenzy here, the enforcers spawn coming in, and he's retreating immediately. He's microing his units over here. He's doing a good job at that, and trying to keep up his enforcer attacks. That said, the Shadow Mage is a very effective counter, and unless you get good area of effect spells into play, they will deal a lot of damage to the enforcers. So another frenzied Nightcrawler was about to die, so I used the Shadow Mage to sort of soak him up to save the unit with her ability. The Nightcrawler killing the enforcer on the side, another Nightcrawler supporting the Shadow Mage here to finish off the damaged enforcers. She can still get one shot off here, and there it goes. Immediately retreated because she can't attack anymore, and the frenzied Nightcrawlers are trying to get rid of the last enforcer and now are heading for the rallying banner. This is about to die, I would say. So the Nightcrawlers die, and there comes the corpse explosion to finish off the attack in the end. Didn't work that well because it just killed the rallying banner, but he spawned an additional enforcer in the end, which led to a sort of mediocre trade, which is fine though, because I'm 1 power well up all the time, so I ground leads for these, let's say, even trades. It still was okay. I killed the enforcer in the end. And yeah, another wildfire coming in, but the Shadow Mages are really strong against the incoming enforcers. So there's a Skyfire Drake. As the void level increases a little bit, he has more power to support them, and they do have a very high M damage. But I do have a good amount of power as well, and I decide to go tier 3 by now. It's pure Shadow, 3rd Shadow Orb, and the Shadow Mage is getting motivated because it inflicts heavy damage onto Skyfire Drake, but well, she died during her attack animation, and I think that's why she lost some damage again. Usually this kills the Skyfire Drake, but yeah. Dark Elf Assassin Nasty finishing him off in the end, as he tried to sort of stall out the orb and get something done onto the power wall due to the Scorched Earth. But now I end up being tier 3. Corpse Explosion here to clear out this stuff. Sadly doesn't hit the Fire Dancer, so not very effective in that scenario. But here comes the Shadow Insect, and that thing is quite powerful against the Skyfire Drake due to the ability, and it gets one shot. Another Cultist Master here. The Frenzied Nightcrawlers very effective against Pure Fire, and they will happily tank up the wildfire damage just to get rid of this annoying Fire Dancer. Also trying to push onto the Enforcer here. The Wildfire is not optimal, to be honest, because it simply doesn't prevent the Cultist Master from using his ability. He was greedy here because he wanted the extra damage onto the power wall and the orb, but an Eruption would have prevented the ability usage completely. Now this Cultist Master here is still healing up, but not at 400 again, so he can't spawn any additional Nightcrawlers. He's trying to micro the Sky Twins away from the Ashbones to get pressure down onto the monument. I decide that I will hold this one off and start pushing with my Ashbone Pyro onto his orb, and I will use an additional Shadow Insect here against the Wildfire spam that is getting this orb pretty low. It's going down to 267, and yeah. Right now the Ashbone Pyro gets nasty, it's clearing out the Enforcer, the Gladiatrix, and does some damage onto the orb here. The Shadow Insect starting to use the ability on the orb. Starts to use the ability on the Gladiatrix, one-shots that one. I think, does it get off the ability on the other one as well? Yeah, it does. Perfect. So it killed pretty much everything here with the ability. Very nice burst here. Hitting the Enforcer as well. The Wildfire though, very powerful, heavily damaging the Ashbone Pyro that is trying to get some damage off before it dies in the end. If I move it around, it would probably die to its own instability effect that that thing loses 30 HP every 2 seconds. But yeah, the Frenzy Nightcrawler here coming in to destroy this orb and end this game. So very well played by TopS3cret, but this greedy power pretty much costed him the game in the end, because he lost a lot of tempo in there, and yeah, there was no big chance of coming back unless I would have made a big mistake. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will pretty much start with the next replay quite soon.